Hey, beautiful people. So today we're going to talk about mastering credit. It's going to be tips for beginners. And I don't want to just say beginners because sometimes we need to start over our lives and we need to start changing some of the things that we're doing. So I'm not going to say just tips for beginners, but I am going to focus on making this tips for people in the beginning, like the beginning stages of building your credit. So I plan to go live for about an hour. You guys put your questions down below in the comments. I'll make sure I answer those questions that you all have. And yeah, let's get right on into it. I thought I'll be able to kind of have something in my ears, but it's not going to work right for me. Okay, so let's get right on into it. Now, the first thing I want you guys to think about when I talk about tips for beginners, you guys first have to understand the basics of credit, such as, hey, a lowest credit score could be 300, but the highest could be 850. We have over 50 different credit reports and scores. So you're not going to necessarily have just one credit score. You might go on Credit Karma and see one credit score. You might apply for a house, get another credit score, a different credit score than what you see on Credit Karma. You might apply for a car, a credit card, and they'll have totally different credit scores for you. And then also, that's just your credit scores. Now, when it comes down to your credit report, that's going to be a detailed history of the credit activity and different accounts that you have in your credit report, such as like loans, credit cards, and it's going to report like balances and payment history, which is the most important thing. Your balance and your payment history when it comes down to your credit cards or just the accounts on your credit reports. When you guys are first starting to build your credit, you might want to think about starting with a secure credit card. Now, I don't tell everybody to get a secure credit card. It really would depend on your situation, because you can go with Capital One. Like Capital One give you a credit card, it will start you off with your first credit card. You can also go to like your credit union, they may start you off with your very first credit card too. But I tell people to have 4 credit cards reporting to the credit bureaus to build your credit. So let's actually look at some of those credit cards, because you guys need to have 4 credit cards. Now, I love this. Wait, first of all, we're on my website, Rakita.com. So just my name.com. If you guys scroll down, you will see the best credit cards for bad credit. And then we also have the pre-qualified with no hard inquiry. When you all are building credit, most of your credit cards are right here anyway. In the bad credit, like even the secure ones I want you to get, they are here. So we're going to look at this list for now, but we're going to double back at this pre-qualified with no hard inquiry, because I love credit cards that can tell you yes or no without giving you a hard inquiry. So when I say you're in a beginning stages, you want to build your credit, let me show you like which secure credit cards you want to get, because when it comes down to credit and you guys are starting to build your credit, you need to get the right credit cards. You need to set up a good foundation. And when I say good foundation, you don't want to start off with credit cards that have maintenance fees, horrible annual fees, because eventually you're going to want to get rid of that credit card, and that's not what you want. So my first starter credit cards, when you want to build credit, will be Discover, Navy Federal, and Capital One. Okay. Now, if Discover, Navy Federal, and Capital One can give you an unsecured credit card, go with it. But when you go to their website, you can do something called pre-qualifying without a hard inquiry, and they'll usually tell you which credit card they can pre-qualify you for. So let me show you exactly what I mean. So Discover, that's this one here. The next one is a Navy Federal, the N Rewards. It's a secure card. And then also the Capital One Platinum Secure. Now, Capital One might be able to pre-qualify you for a credit card in general. So let's actually look at the Capital One website so I can show you how to pre-qualify for one of their credit cards. And then also let's look at the Discover website, because again, it may be a way where you guys can pre-qualify for a credit card and they can tell you what they can give you. Okay. And if they say they can give you an unsecured credit card and you just not building credit, go with it. So this is the Capital One's website, capitalone.com / credit cards. So you can click right here to see if you're pre-approved. Now they'll let you know, hey, we can actually approve you for these different credit cards. I like this because it's not really a guessing game that goes into it. So they'll tell you which credit cards they can pre-qualify you for, and then they're asking you what type of credit cards do you want? When you first building, most likely you're just trying to build your credit. Okay. And you can skip this question, but most likely you'll be building your credit. But go ahead and just skip it and let them tell you what they can give you. You have to put your first and last name in. They're going to ask for your usually your address, date of birth. They're going to ask for a few questions that I cannot even really show you on here. But as you start getting application, it's going to be stuff that's on every credit card application. And check out some of the videos that I've done in the past to see how to actually do these applications. But Capital One can tell you what they can give you. Okay. Now, I also told you about Navy Federal, but Navy Federal can do the same thing. They can tell you what you pre-qualify for. And then also Discover. So let's actually search the Discover so that you guys can see exactly what I mean. So let's go to the Discover in general, credit cards. And right here, it says, see if you're pre-approved with no harm to your credit score. Check now. And then they'll tell you which credit card they can pre-qualify you for. Now, this is their secure credit card right here. It's a nice credit card when you start building credit. But if they can give you a credit card, secure mean they need you to put money down on it. If they can give you a credit card without it being secured, then I think that that's really good. Okay, so I would suggest that you guys see exactly which credit card that they can approve you for, and then just go with that one. So I definitely want you guys to see if you can get the Discover one, Navy Federal, and Capital One. Now, let me tell you a few things about these, and to make you guys understand why I suggest that you all do this. When you first building credit, you might get offers from credit card companies, but they may tell you every year we need you to pay $49 to have our credit card. Discover, Navy Federal, and Capital One don't charge you anything every year. It's no annual fee. So I like that. They also graduate, which means like with Discover, you could put $1,000 deposit down, and about after seven billing cycles or 7 times of paying your monthly bill after it's due, they're going to usually increase your credit card, and they can increase it, and you can see that they increase it to $2,500, $2,000. So I like that in about 7 months, and then they'll send you your $1,000 back or whatever you put down for your deposit. Same thing with Navy Federal. Navy Federal, you could put $200 down in about 3 to 6 months, or 3 to 6 times of paying your credit card, basically three to 6 billing cycles. You will see that this credit card that started with $200 is actually at $2,000. So now you're putting a deposit down because they just don't trust you. They want to see what you got going on first, and then after the 3 to 6 months, you can see that you got actually higher limit credit cards than those people that may start off with just a regular Capital One credit card. Capital One Platinum may give you a credit card, but it's probably only got a $300 or $500 limit. And a Capital One Platinum Secure, you can do this one also, but this is going to be a $200 secure credit card. But usually they said in about 6 months, they're going to see what's going on with your credit, see how good you've been doing. They'll graduate this one to an unsecured credit card. Now, this one I like too, because even though they're going to send you a $200 credit card, depending on your credit, they may only tell you to put $49 down or $99 down. They'll be able to tell you a lower amount. So I definitely like this one for sure. But I definitely know that you guys need to focus on applying for credit cards. And again, it's so many other credit cards on this list. Check the annual fees. We are talking some credit cards for bad credit. So Credit One Bank, they're going to have some horrible fees. Mission Lane shouldn't have too bad of fees for you all. And also, we're talking about like Milestone, horrible fees. Indigo could have horrible fees. Destiny Credit Card could have horrible fees. But I still have them on here because sometimes they may not. Somebody said they was able to get one of those credit cards without an annual fee. So I don't want to talk negatively too much about those credit cards, because everybody is going to have something different, to be honest with you. Everybody's going to get approved for a different amount, and you're probably going to have different terms. So I want you guys to understand that you may need to start off with a secure credit card, and that's okay. Now, I told you I want you to have 4 credit cards. When it comes down to these credit cards, keeping your utilization low is going to be very, very important. A lot of people do not understand how important it is to keep your utilization low. If you guys have a very high utilization, you're going to mess up your credit. So I tell people that sometimes they say keep your utilization under 30%. I say no, keep it at 5%. And I got a utilization tracker that I actually use. And let me actually show it to you all because I have it pulled up. And this is just an example that I always use for my video. But this is the utilization tracker. So the utilization tracker is going to tell you what your utilization is for each of your credit cards and what's your overall utilization. And then with this, I love this because you can start playing with the numbers. Hey, what if I pay 1,000 on this credit card, 200 on this? What will my new utilization be? Can I get it to the 5%? Could I get it to the 10%? What is my overall utilization going to look like? And when you find that, like this person right here, they got an overall utilization of 28%. So with them have an overall utilization of 28%, as you can see right here, this technically is all right. This is just maintaining to me. This is, I'm not going to give you points and I'm not going to take points away. That's what I think about when I see 28%. But when this person, when this person get their utilization down to 10% or even maybe 5%, they're going to see their credit score shoot up. So I like to use my utilization tracker. And if you guys want this utilization tracker, it is on my website, Rakita.com. You can see the utilization sheets right here. So definitely go ahead and get the utilization sheets because this is what I use also for my credit cards. Now, let me show you guys how to use it because I'm telling y'all, utilization is one of the most important things. If you guys don't get this down pat, you're going to wonder why your credit score is messed up, especially if you're holding a balance on your credit cards. So I tell people, this is what I do. I list the name of the credit card here, the due date of it. And if I have 0% APR, I make sure I list it here too. And I highlight it too. So I can keep in mind that I'm not really paying on this credit card. So say if it was, let's just put, I hate that it's a $2,000, a $200 balance. Let's put a $6,000 balance on this credit card. So say if you were to have use to max out this credit card and you got 92% on it, it's going to mess up your overall utilization. But usually when you have 0% APR credit cards, you're holding a balance on it because that means that they're not going to charge you any interest as long as you pay whatever your statement balance is by this due date here. That's the date you got to make sure you have it paid off. So you'll see right now it's at 92% utilization. All I did was plug in whatever what the balance was, what the limit is, and they told me what the utilization is instantly. And it also tells you, hey, if you want your utilization to be down to 5%, your balance needs to be $300 or below. If you want it at 10%, $600 minimum or below. If you want it 30%, it needs to be $1,800 or below. If you want 50%, it needs to be $3,000 or below. So this can help you like when you're in a process too of paying off your credit cards. Sometimes you paying off your credit cards, you may take a certain type of method. Maybe you want to just get them all down to 50%, and then you'll get them all down to 30, then to 10, then to 5. You'll take them all one step at a time just to bring them down, and you can know what your balance need to be to get it down to that amount. But this is your overall utilization here, and then these are your other credit cards that have the due dates on them, and I like to list them in order for like the 4th, the 9th, the 24th, the day that is actually due. So overall, the utilization is 47%. My Capital One credit card, 92, Navy Federal, 20, Discover is 48%, and Chase is 50%. So again, all you have to do when you have high utilization like this, you want to bring your balances down. So in this case, say if we want to slowly bring down the balance to get our utilization at a decent point, all we have to do is see how much we need to pay on this end, as at least for the 50%, because we got a 50% here, we got 92%. So in this case, let's act like we're going to keep everything the same. It's July 29th. We're just trying to make sure our other credit card utilizations go down because we're going to hold this balance on this credit card, but we need our utilization to be as good as it can be. That means, honestly, we need to get our balance down to this 5% number. And getting it down to the 5% number means whatever your balance is, you need to subtract this number from that number, which means we need to pay $1,500 to get it down to a $500 balance to help with our overall utilization. Now, keep this in mind, and I want you guys to really understand this. When it comes down to utilization, like right now, I have two 0% APR credit cards, and I'm not going to pay them. One is going to be due in November. The other one is going to be due in February. Right now, my credit score is not the best because I have credit cards that have a balance on them, and I'm not going to pay them. They're there for a reason. It's 0% APR for a reason. So my credit score is not the best, but at any time, I know all I got to do is pay off my credit cards, and my credit score is going to go back up. It's as simple as that. Now, when it comes down to your utilization, if you're holding a balance on your credit cards, don't care. Like right now, like I said, my credit score is not the best. I'm not thinking about 5% right now. I only think about 5% when I know I want to apply for something. So if I know I want to apply for something, like I know I want to apply for something in November. Let me give you an example. I know for sure I'm going to apply for something in November. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that, let me just act like this is my credit report so you guys can have a visual for those people that's visual like me. So we're going to act like I need to apply for something in November. So the month before, by the reporting date, the statement date, I need them to actually report a low balance because I know once they report that, my credit score is going to go up. So let's act like I want to apply for something. And in my case, I want to apply for something maybe after my last credit card is going to report on the 24th. So I need to make sure all of these balances are down. So what I would do is I will go ahead and pay everything down to this 5% number, even this 0% APR, because I want to have the best credit score possible. So let me show you how much the utilization is going to change. And then after I show you guys this, if you have credit cards, play with these numbers yourself, okay? So what I need to do is I need to pay everything down to this 5%. So we automatically know, let me press undo because I don't want to do that. We automatically know that this needs to go down to $300. And let's see how much the utilization is going to change. So overall is 47. Our overall utilization went down to 21%. And now this one is at 5%. This just paying off that one credit card could increase my credit score 30 points. I really don't know how much is going to increase it, but I'm just saying how much your credit score can really go up for actually paying off and paying down these credit cards. Now, the next one is I need to get this next one down to $500. So I need to pay $1,500 on this account. And when I do that, look how much my utilization is going to change. We was at 21, now we're at 13%, and now it's at 5. So our overall utilization is going down, 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 which is good. And again, I need to do all of this the month of October. So the month of October, my credit score should be going up and up and up and up and up. And then usually I'll continue to pay all of these. Let me continue to pay all of these, and then I'll tell you what I was going to tell you because I don't want to get ahead of myself. Again, we was at 13, now we at 11, and then this one needs to go down to 150. And then that's going to bring us down to a 5% overall utilization. So our last one is going to report on the 27th. I got all of these already reported. Usually 3 to 5 days after the due date is going to report to the credit bureaus. So I can think 3 to 5 business days from this date. I want to hurry up and apply for whatever I want to apply for. Once I see that Chase reported that I got a $150 balance, and this means that I already cleared up everything else on my credit, everything else is in order. Once I see that Chase reported that $150 balance, usually it's 3 to 5 days after my due date. Once I got that new statement, once I see my credit report is reflecting it, at that point, that's when I want to apply for all the credit I want to apply for. Now, sometimes, let me say this, because this is what I do. After I apply for everything I need to apply for, I don't care about my credit again at that point. In an instance, let me tell you what I mean by that. I don't care too much about it. So what I mean is I might go ahead, like after this Capital One report, and I know if you know that you're cash poor, meaning that you don't have that much cash, you just need to increase your credit score to get your credit score as high as you can get it. Then you can start putting all your new transactions on this Capital One, because that already reported to the credit bureaus. They're not going to report again until the 4th. So, technically you probably got until the 27th to the 4th to basically apply for whatever credit you want, because that's going to be your highest credit score. Because a lot of times people are cash poor to the point where they have to put new purchases on their Capital One credit card and use all credit and put all of their cash towards paying off their credit cards. Now, this is just a method that you can use, and you may find that in the future you need to use 0% APR credit cards to help you pay off debt, and this can be very beneficial to you all. So that's why I kind of wanted to show you all that when you start off with credit, this could be honestly above like where you're at with credit, but this can be helpful to people that's already been having credit. Or say if you want to get 0% APR credit cards, pay them all down. Once you pay them all down, apply for the 0% APR credit cards. And I say credit cards, don't apply for just one credit card. Apply for multiple credit cards, depending on how many credit cards you want. I know when I apply for credit, again, I think it's like 3 different credit cards I really want to get. I'm going to apply for them at that one time. I'm going to get approved for all of those. And then after that, I'm not going to care again. I'm just going to pay my statement balance by my due date and not care too much about my utilization, because I no longer need to really apply for credit. If you guys understand what I mean. And paying my statement balance by my due date, it allows me to never be charged any interest at all. So that's really the key thing. Now, one thing that I forgot to add the notes for, but I want to make sure I put it on here because it's very, very important. People need to understand this. I cannot stress this enough, is I want you guys to make sure that you pay all of your credit card bills on time. I have all of my credit cards set up on auto pay for the minimum payment. Now, it's the 29th of September right now. I'm not September, oh my gosh, the 29th of July right now. So I already start organizing all of my bills for next month. I'm already starting to tackle the bills that I need to pay in terms of statement balances. So my first credit card is due on the 3rd. So I went in there and double checked, do I have a statement balance? Okay, I don't have a statement balance. Cool. I have a balance of $600 on this credit card. I'm just putting out there. I have a balance of $600, but it's not my statement balance. So I'm gonna let that balance transfer over. They won't charge me any interest. And next month, then on the 3rd, I have to make sure I pay that $600. But I go in and look at all my credit cards and I make sure that I pay the statement balance. And I want to make sure I pay that before the due date, or at least by the due date. And that way you guys don't get charged any interest. But make sure you have it set up on auto pay, because I've seen people have literally a $5 payment that they missed that messed up their credit. And I don't want that for you guys. Okay. So make sure you guys pay all of your bills on time and have them set up on auto pay, and avoid opening too many accounts quickly too. So you know how I said, like in November, I'm going to be applying for more credit cards. The last time I applied for credit cards was honestly a year ago. I'm not every month applying for credit cards. I used to do that at first. I had so many different credit cards. It was cool, but now I'm targeted in which credit cards I want. I don't just want a credit card, because you're going to find that you're going to have credit cards that you just don't use, especially when you get to like my level. It's going to be credit cards that you just don't use. You don't care if you got $5,000 sitting on that credit card to use. You have no benefits to using that credit card, because don't forget, whatever you use on your credit card, you have to pay that by this. You got to pay your statement balance by the due date. And if I'm not, some of my credit cards were good for me to build on. Such as, like I told you guys years ago, I got the Open Sky credit card. I'm only using my Open Sky credit card every 6 months. I'm not using it at all. It was a secure credit card. It helped me get where I need to go. I just still have it open. I'm not going to use that credit card. So you're going to find that you're going to want targeted credit cards, and you're going to find that some credit cards you're not going to use in the future. It's just going to get you where you need to go. So when you apply for credit cards, try to apply for all your credit cards at one time, whatever credit cards you want. So I'm going to apply for 3 of them in November. I'm going to probably wait a year and a half to apply for any more credit. I could apply for credit sooner, but I just like to space it out and just wait. Excuse me, until I really do need a credit card, because sometimes you just don't need a credit card. You could be out here applying for credit card, but you're messing up your average age of accounts, and you don't want to mess up your average age. Some people, they do apply for a lot of credit cards at one time. I'm not saying it's going to kill you, but you got to think about the inquiries you need to work on. possibly removing these inquiries that's going to come on your credit reports. And then you want to have to work on your age too, in terms of, you don't want to keep getting these new accounts and messing up your age. You need some of these accounts to grow old. And then two, while you forcing yourself to get a credit card that you're not going to use, you have to worry about them possibly decreasing your limit from you not even using that credit card. Okay, so I just tell people, don't get too many credit cards. Get some credit cards that you're going to actually use, or credit cards that you're going to want in the future, something that you can build with. Okay, now when it come down to your credit, make sure you monitor your credit right away. You need to make sure you check it for any errors or anything that's negative on your credit report. I do have a free dispute letter on my website. I have so much stuff for you guys. But literally on my website, Rakita.com, I do have free dispute letters for you all, so you guys can start removing these accounts from your credit reports. I even have targeted letters for late payments, student loans, collections, charge off, and bankruptcy. It's only $27 for this package of letter, and there's 6 letters in the package. It's only 4 letters in the bankruptcy package, but it is what it is. That's all that's in there. Use these letters, you guys. And then for those people that would like the 6 months of free letters, we still have this going on because it was so great for a lot of people. This is basically me emailing you the letters that you're going to need for the next 6 months. I'm going to actually email it to you. All you have to do is follow these 5 steps and you're going to get the 6 months of free letters. So definitely follow these steps, very easy steps that you need to do, and you can get those letters sent to you. And then all you have to do is just mail those letters into the credit bureaus. But you want to check for errors, and then you also want to check to see if you got any new accounts. Sometimes you can have a new account on your credit report that's not yours, so you need to stay on top of your credit right away to see fraud, to see inquiries. And also, when you know you want to apply for something, you should be checking your credit every day. Like I told you, November, I'm applying for something. Right now, it's early still, but I'm like, okay, making sure everything is good, making sure I'm lined up with everything. What are my balances going to be? Which ones I have to pay? How much everything is going to be? I'm thinking about that stuff now to make sure when October comes, I know I'm good. So say if you were to have multiple credit cards too, and you need to check your credit daily, you can just every month start ticking them off, especially with mine being in November. I can just have this one paid by July, never put a balance back on it, have this one paid by August, never put a balance on it, and then this one is September, this one in October, never put balances back on these credit cards, or make sure that I'm paying them down all the way, and I'll be good. But you have to make sure that you're monitoring your credit. So you can look on Credit Karma to see what you have going on with Credit Karma. Also, if you check out my other videos, you will see Identity IQ, which can give you all 3 your credit scores and credit reports for just $1. I actually have a link for that too, but in my other videos, I have it in the description. But right here, this is the Dollar Trust Identity IQ. It's one of the steps that you need to take. But they'll tell you what your credit scores is, and you can keep that too. It's going to be $21 a month, but I would rather you do that and know exactly what's on your credit, especially if you're about to apply for something pretty soon. Or you can also go to annualcreditreport.com. Right now, we can get our credit report every week. But understand that if you're disputing accounts, when you get your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com, you allowing them 15 additional days to actually process your disputes. So that can actually mess you up if you're doing your disputes. That's why I just tell people to go to Identity IQ. Okay. And but just literally stay on top of your credit. Just, you have to be addicted to credit in a sense. I know I'm obsessed in a way. In terms of I'm checking like every single day, but maybe every week for you, make it a habit every week, once a month. But seriously, I think that you should check it very, very often, especially if you're looking to apply for something. You need to check it every day because something can change so quick. And if you check it once a month, you're going to be behind in trying to fix something, especially if you want to apply for something right away. So I tell people to check their credit every day. Now, make sure you guys build a diverse credit mix. You want to have different accounts on your credit report. So you want to have credit cards. I say have at least 4 of them. You want installment loans, such as like personal loans, student loans, a car. Those are installment loans. And retail accounts, you want to have retail accounts, maybe just 1 or 2, like store credit cards, because having different types of accounts can help you really increase your credit score. And if you guys have a mortgage, then that is really good, because that can really help you increase your credit score, because they see that you're actually paying on a big debt like mortgage. Now, don't open too many accounts for the sake of a variety too, because I see some people saying, "Oh, Rakita, I ain't got no installment account. Let me go ahead and apply for a car." And I'm like, can you pay for a car right now? Like, no, don't do that. But I definitely want you guys to have a mix. So just aim for the basics. Just have 4 credit cards, maybe 2 installment accounts. Maybe you're doing something as simple as like a self account where you're paying $25 per month. That can give you a basically installment account on your credit reports. But do not apply for something just for the sake of having a mix. Just make sure that you're being responsible with your accounts, and just making sure you stay up to date with the ones that you do have. Now, a mistake that a lot of people make too is they want to start closing their old accounts thinking they're not using it. Remember, I told you my Open Sky, I still got that open. I'm not using it. I was like, should I close this? And I'm like, you know what? Let me wait. Let me wait, and then I'll close it. So I think that I'm going to eventually, I think I'm going to close my Open Sky account after I apply for this credit, because I'm not going to need my credit again or apply for anything for about a year and a half to 2 years. I don't have anything I need to use for my credit right now. But if I close my account prematurely, my credit score is going to drop. And I don't want my credit score to drop. I want to have it the highest that I can have it. So that's why I tell people to keep their old accounts open, because it's helping with your overall age. Now, some people, they'll need age, so they'll get added as to someone credit card as an authorized user so that they can get age. You guys need to start building your own age on your credit cards by just keeping them open. And the thing is, if you guys don't use your credit cards, you're going to find that they're going to close your credit cards anyway due to inactivity. So I tell people every 6 months, go and buy something and just let them report the balance. And it's already set up, so try to keep it under whatever your minimum payment is anyway, usually on a credit card. I like to do that. I like to buy something for about $20, because I know automatically that minimum payment can cover that, and I won't have a lingering balance. But you guys want to make sure that you keep your accounts open. And if you know that you're not using these different credit cards, start today. Literally, if you have your accounts closed due to inactivity, you're going to be mad. Or if your limit get dropped because you're not using it, you're going to be very mad. So I tell people to at least every 6 months go and use their credit card on something. And I also touched on becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card. My daughter's an authorized user on my credit cards. This is helping her build credit. She's only 15 right now, but when she turned 18, she's going to have all the history already of all the credit cards that I added her on. And plus, she's learning credit right now. Like, we were just reviewing, hey, this is your bill, this is how much you owe. Okay, mom, what's my statement balance? Because she got to pay her statement balance by the due date. But when you become an authorized user on someone else's credit card, everything in terms of that credit card, that history, the payment history, the balance, the limit, all of that's going to be added to your credit report. But just the card that they add you on, usually you can call them to have it set up. You can do it online. When you apply for a credit card, you can instantly get added to someone's credit card as an authorized user. But I need you guys to understand this about these authorized user accounts, because some of y'all taking it too far. If they are holding a balance on their credit card, especially if they got credit limits like $10,000 and they got money coming in, or they're not being responsible, they're just letting the $8,000 balance sit on this credit card and they're paying the interest because that's their business. I want you guys to understand that this is going to lower your credit score most likely, because a lot of times when people get a $10,000 credit card added to their credit report, they don't have $10,000 credit cards themselves. They only probably got $300, $2,000, these small credit cards limits. So when you have a credit card that has a high balance like that, that credit card is going to mess up your whole utilization. So let me give you an example about that, because we got a utilization sheet here, because this is so important. You need to make sure that they're not messing you up. So say right here, they got this $10,000 credit card, right? Right now, your utilization is 5%. But what if they hold a $8,000 balance on this credit card? Look where your overall utilization going to, 42%. And they may think, but that's not messing up my credit. They might got $100,000 in credit cards, and this probably the only credit card that they use. And so their overall utilization may be 8%, but probably under 30%. So it's not hurting them. But for you, somebody that's not, you don't really got credit like that, it's at 42%. So now your credit score is going to be messed up. I hope you guys understand that. Your utilization is going to be messed up. And if they don't pay on that credit card and they get a late payment, that's going to affect you too. Try to see if you can get on someone's credit card as an authorized user. They got a long history, a credit card that they not necessarily using. They doing that 6-month thing I told you, just use it every 6 months just to keep it open. If they do use a credit card, they're used to just paying off their balance in full every month. If you on, like, if you was to get added to one of my credit cards where I'm paying the statement balance by the due date, it's not going to be good for you, because I may have a balance get reported. But you guys have to understand that if they get a balance report and you wonder what's wrong with my credit, all of my credit cards is down. The only credit card that's really got a balance is when I'm an authorized user. Or understand that could be the problem. They're holding a balance, and please make sure that they don't have any late payments. Okay, don't be too desperate to be on someone else's credit card as an authorized user if they're not doing what they need to do responsibly, because it can hurt your credit. And now you got an account that you need to try to get removed from your credit report. Now, I want you guys to also consider credit builder loans. I went into this already with the self, but I really want you guys to consider these type of loans because they can help you build your credit. So let me show you what I mean. So if you look on my website, you click this little search bar right here, and let's put in self, because you can search any credit card on my website to see if I did a review on it. Most likely I did do a review. So this is the Self Visa credit card. Let's actually go ahead and click on it. Now with the Self Visa credit card, you can see this is something that I showed you guys. These were my results. So they said since I've been with them, my credit score went up a total of 155 points. I put this on here a while ago, a long time ago, but still 37 points. They said, oh, your credit score went up 37 points. Okay, good. And overall, my credit score went up 155 points. That's why I always talk about self. But you can find a lot of reviews about people talking about self. And this is one where you have to pay, like, let me show you the different kinds. You have to pay $25 per month, $50 per month, different amounts that you have to pay per month. Let's actually look into it. But it can definitely help you build your credit. So let's scroll down. Okay, perfect. So these are one of those installment loans, basically. That's all it is. It's just an installment loan, okay? So with this one, you have to pay $25 per month, $35 per month, $48 or $150. Pick what you want. You're going to pay on it for 24 months, though. All this is some company that's reporting to the credit bureau says you're paying on time. It's going to increase your credit score because it's an installment account. Now, it is a cost. Now, your final cost, if you're paying $25 per month, is total $89. After your 24 months of paying, you're going to get back this green number right here, which is $511. But total, you're going to pay $600. Well, excuse me. So I tell people, pick which one you can. With me, my biggest thing has always been me just paying my credit card bill and staying on top of it. That's why I have auto pay. So I usually tell people just do the $25 one, because you have to pay on this for 2 years, you guys. You don't want to mess up on it. If you mess up, it's going to be so hard for you guys to get approved for another credit card. So that can be a great example of a credit builder loan that you guys can actually use. Kickoff, they have a credit builder loan too. I have both of these links on the website. So if you want to get the links, let me show you where you can actually get them at. Actually, remember, the best credit cards for bad credit is actually on that list too. So let's scroll down. The best credit cards for bad credit. We can look on this list and we can find it. So this is the link for self. You can apply right here. And then also for the kickoff, here's the link right here. Now with kickoff, you know why I said that you could pay the minimum of $10 per month for self. With kickoff, no, not $10, $25 per month minimum, all the way up to $150 per month. Pick what you want. With the kickoff, is $10 per month that you're going to be paying. But it's a credit builder loan. It can help you build your credit. A lot of times, like I said, you don't want to just go to the car lot and get a car and think, oh, that's my installment account. Everybody don't have student loans on their credit report that's going to help them build. Everybody else not taking out personal loans. So you guys can consider these credit builder loans. I also heard a lot of people talk about the pledge loan. So guess what I did? I applied for the pledge loan and I did it. I've been paying on it, but honestly, I haven't been seeing a great increase in my credit score. I didn't expect to see a great increase because, again, I don't even need this account on my credit report. Once this account was added to my credit report, my credit score did go down when I applied for it, and it was added to my credit report just because I don't need any more new credit. It's like you picking up too much new credit, and I still have my last payment that's due on it. But it is reporting to all three credit bureaus, which is what I wanted to talk to you guys about and see if it's actually working. So you guys can definitely do that pledge loan. Some people say get the pledge loan and pay off 90% of it and then do payments for the rest of it. Just do the minimum payment for the rest of it. That could be an option for you. But again, this is just a credit builder loan. That's all it is. It's an installment account that's going to be reported to your credit report. So keep that in mind. Another thing I want you guys to understand is that you need to make sure that you're educating yourself continuously. If you're watching these videos, this is where I started off at. I never I never thought to even be talking about credit this much, but I kind of got addicted to it to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting approved for these credit cards. I never even knew about these different things. And I just start applying for credit cards. I messed up my credit and then I needed to educate myself on how to fix it. The first time around when I fixed my credit, I started just paying stuff off. I didn't understand about deleting accounts. But after I messed it up again, I had to learn about deleting the accounts. So that was big, but I had to educate myself continuously. And sometimes while I'm cleaning up, I'll be putting on stuff like this while I'm just cleaning up. During the time when I really educated myself, I had little bitty babies. They're bigger now, but I had little bitty babies to the point where maybe I'll just have it playing in the background while I'm cooking. I can have it playing in the background while I'm helping with homework sometimes. I could be watching these videos, but you have to continuously educate yourself and seek knowledge when it comes down to your credit. That's going to be the biggest thing. But that's really all of my tips for you all. I'm going to answer any questions. So we have about 18 minutes left. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop your questions down below. And all I can tell you guys is if you be responsible with your credit, you don't have to worry about trying to fix your credit. Be responsible in the beginning. And responsibility is just this. All of your bills need to be paid on time. Just pay your statement balance by the due date on all of your credit cards. Don't apply for too many different accounts. Apply for accounts at one time. Apply for whatever accounts you want at one time. Try to have a dollar amount set. So like when I apply for credit cards in November, I have a dollar amount that I'm trying to get. So once I get to that dollar amount, that's it. I don't need any more credit cards. And then I need 0% APR because that's what I need at the moment. After that, I'm going to wait, like I said, a year and a half to 2 years to apply for more credit. I suggest that you all do the same thing too. When you're first applying for credit, maybe you want to get your credit cards. If they're secure credit cards, once all of them graduate, usually about 9 months or less, then at that point, I would suggest you guys apply for more credit cards. Stay away from credit cards that have these annual fees, these maintenance fees. All that's going to do is put you in debt. You're paying for credit, which you shouldn't have to when it's secure credit cards out there that don't have an annual fee. Do not get on anyone's credit card as an authorized user if they're not being responsible. And don't put anyone on your credit card as an authorized user if you don't know them like that. Or if you do know them like that, stranger danger, I wouldn't suggest it. I put my daughter on my credit cards, but yeah, I had to make sure that I have her credit card. She only had one credit card because when it come down to you adding someone else on your credit card as an authorized user, they can spend all the money on your credit card. They can max out your credit card. But guess what? You're the only one responsible for it. They're not. So make sure that you be responsible and don't add anyone on. And somebody, I want to say is stupid enough, but if somebody else love you that much that they're going to allow you to be on their credit card, that's their business. But when it come down to your credit card, don't try to add people on. Don't give people access to your credit, because I have done that, made the mistake, got my credit cards maxed out, messed up, and I'm looking for them to pay it, and they did not pay it. So just keep that in mind. If you all are doing that, then you guys should be good. Okay. And last thing too, this is the key. when you're about to apply for any type of credit, well, excuse me, make sure you guys have all of your balances down on your credit cards, and make sure your credit is squeaky clean as much as you can do it. Do whatever you can. Remove any extra inquiries, any negative accounts that's in your credit reports. Bring all the balances down. If you had any late payments in the past that's on your credit reports, work to remove all these different things before you apply for credit. The higher your credit score is, the greater chance you're going to get approved, the better interest rate you're going to get. And then also you may get a better credit card that got more benefits, such as you get a $200 bonus when you sign up for the credit card. On top of a $200 bonus, they're going to give you 2% back on all of your purchases. You're going to have a better credit card than just getting approved for a credit card and you get no benefits. So the better your credit score, the more options you have and the better off you are. So that's everything I have to say about that. Let me actually answer some of these questions. So peace. Hello. How long does the dispute process? So the dispute process can be different for everybody. When it comes down to FHA, I tell people try to aim for a 620 credit score. And if you're looking on Credit Karma, try to get your Credit Karma to like a 680, because you just want to have wiggle room because you don't know what your credit score is. So focus to get your credit score to a 680 on Credit Karma. Work to remove all the negative accounts. This can take 6 months up to a year. It can be sooner, it can be less. I'm just saying, give it some time, and then paying down all your credit cards. And if you don't have at least 4 credit cards, this can help you build your credit score faster. You can still get approved for FHA loan with having a negative account on your credit reports. You have to understand that. A lot of times they want to see the past year of on-time payments. I think one of the lenders said that you could have had late payments with a late payment within the last 6 months and still get approved. So you just have to make sure that you line up your credit to get pre-qualified or pre-approved, get your pre-approval letter for a mortgage. But it's different for everybody. The dispute process can happen very quickly. It depends on how many credit cards you've had. Oh, not I won't say credit cards. How many negative accounts you have that you need to get fixed or removed. But I always tell people, give yourself 6 months to a year. Go at it hard in terms of, okay, I need to pay down all these credit cards right here. I'm going to do this as soon as possible. I'm cutting out all my bills. I'm going to send out letters every single month, every 35 days. I'm not going to play about these accounts. I'm going to send disputes in every 35 days. Like, you got to stay on top of it. Don't say you're going to send out dispute letters this month and then you don't send out your next one for another 3 or 4 months. Like, you have to stay on top of it, and that's what's going to make it happen sooner. So I messed up my Navy Fed when I went through something. I love my Discover. Oh, I don't like that you messed up Navy Fed. I love Navy Federal and Discover. But I seen people mess up with Navy Fed and get back in. So maybe you should try to see if you can get back in with Navy Fed. I had a secure and I had to put $400 down in 3 months. They sent the money back and increased me to 1,000. Ooh, I need to screenshot that one so we don't forget that. Let's see if I can screenshot it. Oh, I can. Let me screenshot this one, because I always tell people that they have the thing when as little as 3 months, they can think about increasing your limit. So they did yours in 3 months. And I like Navy Federal because in about 6 months, it's going to go to $2,000. So the point that they get you $400 right away in 3 months, that's good. But she says she had to get it back down. Yeah, you definitely got to get yours back down. Thank you so much, Auntie Zion. Great smart live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I always see all your comments. I almost want to be like, who are you? Like, I see you every day in my comments. Like, who are you? I have to get a face. I have to see a face. I just graduated from $20 secured a card to the standard card. My limit is $1,500. I'm so sad. So happy exactly at 7 months. The A cards, you must be talking about the Discover. Discover don't play, you guys. When it comes down to them actually increasing your limit and actually graduate you to an unsecured credit card, Discover say basically don't have new negative accounts. Make sure that you're doing good with all the accounts that you have on your credit reports. Just make sure your credit score going up, and then we're gonna graduate you to an unsecured credit card. So I definitely like that. I really like that. I always take your advice. Today, my security graduated from. Oh, that is really good. And give me all the information. Thank you. You must be talking about my assistant with the name, or that's maybe your name, okay? Because you give me all your. Thank you so much. I really security. That is really good. That is good. I'm happy for you. That is good. I agree with what you're saying. No lie. That's good. Good night. Good night. Good advice. Yeah, this is something that, like, right now when I'm teaching my daughter, I'm realizing that, like, oh my gosh, I learned so much, because it's like, why don't you know this? And it's like, why would she know this? I just see how much I had to educate myself to get to a certain place. But my daughter is responsible, because her biggest thing is when she on my American Express credit card. So when she got to go and look at, like, what's my expenses, she's actually got all of her subscriptions in her calendar. She know when they're all going to come out. She can double check it. And I'm like, you on a whole new level. And she actually checked her statement to see what transaction, bless you, what transaction is actually coming out, because some people don't even check their statement. They don't even know they have fraud happen. They don't even see extra charges. So she's being so responsible. And I'm so happy about that. And I really want to pat myself on the back, honestly, for just making sure I stay on top of helping her with this, because it's hard at times trying to educate her, trying to get her on top of this. But she's learning more and more. So I'm very happy and proud of her too for what she's doing. Oh, thank you so much. I need to see exactly who you are, because I always see your comments. But you can get your money back from Sell, but you don't from Kickoff. You won't get your money back from Kickoff if you do their like $5 a month plan. But if you do their installment account where you're paying $10 per month for 12 months, they give you all that money back without a fee. And I have a video where I showed you guys where I withdrew my money from Kickoff, because I tried this account. I'm tired of trying accounts for you guys, because it's messing up my credit in a sense. I have these new accounts, but that one, Kickoff, definitely will give you money back if you do that installment account only. That's the thing. If you do the installment account, you're gonna get your money back. That's a fact. You're gonna definitely get your money back. But if you do the revolving account where they report a $750 account to your credit reports, you're not going to get your money back at all. You're not going to get it back. So I forget all of my accounts that I have distributed. So if I get all of my accounts that I've distributed. What do you mean? So if I get all of my accounts, if you dispute those from your credit reports? Or you mean if you get those accounts again? Let me know exactly what you mean by that, because I want to definitely talk about that. Yes, congratulations on teaching her to be responsible. Yes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but she's learning more and more day by day. And I'm pretty sure my son right here, Chunk Chunk, you think he picking up things too?
You know what?
When I talk about credit, do some of this stuff start to sound familiar when I say, well, you know, because you helped me with the letter. So what's the 3 credit bureaus? You remember?
No.
Try to guess one. If I say I give you $10, I know you'll guess it.
Will you?
I will. If you know, you know all 3 credit bureaus, I'll give it to you. What's the names? Don't ring a bell.
I heard you say Navy Federal once.
No, that's Navy Federal is a credit union.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna tell you the letters. 2 of them start with an E and 1 start with a T. And how do you tell? Make sure I'm not. I just want to see what you know. Oh yeah, if you get those accounts deleted, then it is a great chance that your credit score could go down, because it's your age that you're messing up. It could, but your credit score could most likely go up too if you have other accounts reporting. So it could go up. Chuck, you gave up?
You said what?
2 start with an E and 1 start with a T. These are remember when we was mailing up the letters to these companies? Remember you had these 3 companies you was mailing it to. What 3 companies was it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me give Trur, True. That sound familiar? True. That's what one I'm gonna start with. No.
No.
Eh. X.
Etc.
Etc. No.
No, I know it's something like that.
Experian. Okay, what's the two other credit bureaus? You don't remember them? All right, go get Jalea. We got to do a test with her real quick because we got a few more minutes.
It's like somewhere, but I just don't know where it's at.
It's in your head. Can you ask Jalea to come here, Princess? Let's see if Jalea can say the 3 credit bureaus.
Wait, what is the other one other than Experian?
Equifax.
Yeah.
And then what's True? You know that one? True. Oh, he's gonna say it. TransUnion.
TransUnion.
TransUnion. Okay, I'll give you partial for that one. I'll give you that. I mean credit, not no money. You ain't getting for the money. If you remember that next time, I'll give it to you. But definitely we got to make sure we teach the kids. And he need to get back into it because he should at least know the credit bureau's name. So what's the credit bureau's, Chun Chun? One more time. Give them to me. TransUnion. Equifax.
And then I think it's that what's the
X. Experian. Good job. Good job. Now you got to remember it. I do have to kick off $2,500 starting. I don't like that one. That's the one where you paying $20 per month for that one, right? I don't like that one. But I have seen a lot of people say that their credit score did go up a lot from that. So that's really good. But we definitely have to educate our kids. I do have things that I'm going to have come out, and I'm really educating my daughter so that she can help with the teen side of things, teaching about credit cards, and those different things. Because with her graduating at college, technically at 17, she's going to need to know all this stuff because she's not going to have to go to school for the 2 years. So she's going to be out early and she's going to get her credit cards at 18. I need her to fully understand this because she's going to be out on her own when she have her credit cards. I was wishing that I can do a Q&A with my daughter, but let me know if y'all think I should do that next time to see exactly what she know and see what her advice is when it comes down to credit cards and teaching your kids or your teenagers about credit. But I have fun with you guys on this live. I definitely did. I'm trying to stay on top of recording my videos. If you guys, Joshua, I'm still recording, okay? If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys are subscribed when you put your comments down below on all my videos, because I'm only answering questions from subscribers. I'm trying to, by the end of this year, have all of my comments answered going back to when I first opened my YouTube, started my YouTube channel. And I'm a year and a half ago. I'm at like a year and a half mark right now. I need to go all the way back for like 5 years, I believe 4 years. So it's a while. It's a lot of credit cards, but a lot of comments. But I hope that this will help. Princess, did you get Jalea? I hope that this will help you all. I guess my daughter's trying to dodge y'all. She's trying to stay away. Yes, you guys have a blessed night too. Definitely have a blessed night. And hopefully I'll see you guys again. I'm going live on Wednesday, and we're going to talk about insider secrets to boost your credit score. So I got 40 different topics I want to talk about, and I'm just literally, I'm going like a topic by topic talking about it. So I'll definitely see you guys then. Make sure you guys, Jalea, I want to ask you a few questions. Yeah. You don't have to be on camera. Can you come stand right here? Okay, so I guess I can get this. I want to do a later on. just so you want to show your hand. Later on, I want to do a Q&A where I'm going to ask you a lot of credit questions, and I want to see what's your answer to them. And then I also want to ask you what things should be in place. Now that you learn about credit cards, what should somebody be teaching their kids so that they can understand it better? Or what have I taught you where at first you was like, you thought of it one way, but now you changed the way you're thinking and now you think of it better, such as like paying a statement balance, but things like that. But what's all 3 credit bureaus?
TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian.
Okay, all 3 credit bureaus. Okay, good. And what's one key thing that you learned about your credit card and paying it that you advise other people on, or something that you starting to realize is important? Like, I need to do this, or I need to stay on top of this. What is that one thing?
Managing, like, if you got like bills or something on that card, make sure you got your money ready to pay them bills.
You make sure you got the money to pay what bill? Like, what bill are you paying when you pay your bill?
Like subscriptions.
So when it come down to paying your credit card bill, what exactly are you paying?
Say like what I'm saying.
Like when you look at paying your bill, remember you got different numbers on there.
Oh, did I say it? Country and stuff?
No, like statement balance. Are you paying your balance? Are you just paying a minimum? What are you paying?
Statement balance.
The statement balance. And why are you paying your statement balance?
So I don't have any interest.
You don't have any interest. Okay, good. Now, you found that your balance was higher than your statement balance. Why is your balance higher than your statement balance? Because that's something I just taught you today.
The statement balance, that was from like, that's how much you have to pay minimum, or they gonna charge you something?
They're gonna charge you interest. Get him. Don't let him get in the camera. Get him. 1 second, Jacoby. Okay, I'm gonna get you in a second. Don't cry. It's okay. Don't cry. Why is your balance higher than your statement balance? How is that even possible?
Is your statement balance from previous stuff?
Previous what?
Payments?
No,
Previous stuff you're supposed to pay?
it was your statement balance was your previous balance from when?
Like last month?
Last month. And now, why is your balance higher than your statement balance?
Because I got this month and that.
Yep, you got new charges on your thing. And I think that's really important that if you learn how to just know your due date. What's your due date on your credit card? The 7th. So if you just know your due date and you do what? Pay your statement balance by when? You'll never get charged any interest. That'd be cool. And then you already on top of your transactions. I was already bragging about that because I was like, she more on top. I'm like, I need to go. I look through all my I look at my bank account like every day, but when it comes down to my credit cards, I don't look at that until I gotta pay like my statement balance, which is it. Well, you kind of know you're doing that more often. You're doing that like 2 or 3 times a month because you have subscriptions
Yeah, I got a lot of subscriptions
on your credit cards. Okay, well, we're gonna do a live next time to kind of go over these different things, and I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions about credit, and I'm just gonna educate you on what you don't know, though, Jalea. So don't be nervous. She's covering her face. Don't be nervous. You probably know more than a lot of people than you know. Trust me, because I didn't even understand that statement balance by the due date. And you staying on top of paying your statement balance by the due date. I didn't even do that. So I'm very proud of you about that. But I'll see you guys later on. Bye-bye.